Welcome to the first episode of the Timmy V Show, where today we are going to be talking about mothers and interest rates. So, hey everybody, Tim Weigel here with Watson Realty. Today we got a lot of fun stuff we're going to talk about, some very useful information for you. But, I hope everyone's week has been going well. I know mine's been a little chaotic. In the real estate world, I've submitted a few offers, and believe it or not, you're still hitting multiple offers out there in this market. So I had some buyers that didn't get their home taken, but then again, on some of my listings, it's the other way around. We got some offers for some buyers. So I had a new listing in Oviedo that accepted an offer yesterday. And they are going to be closing here in about 30 days or so, a little over 30 days. So it's kind of exciting stuff. Last weekend was real fun. Last weekend, I actually did 2 open houses at this house that went under contract the other day. And then on top of that, I participated in the 10th annual Paralyzed Veterans of America golf tournament out in New Smyrna Beach. I was representing the title sponsor there, Harper Foundation. So that was a blast. We didn't win it. Last 2 years we came in second. This year we shot 11 under and we somewhere in the middle of the pack. So, but we had fun, and that's the most important part. A little exhausting doing an open house after there, but you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your sellers happy. So today, I'm really excited. I get to bring on a lender that I work with, wealth of knowledge, and she's also a mother. So Miss Katie George from Addition Financial, let's go ahead and bring her in. She's in our waiting room as we speak. All right, we got Katie in here, and you said you were having some camera issues?
Yes, it looks like the camera is not going to work today, Tim.
Well, it's all right. A lot of people don't like to use their cameras on Zoom anyway.
I know, but I usually do. And in fact, I say I present much better in person and on camera.
Well, it's all right. We'll work on getting that fixed next time. So tell me, what's going on in the lender world?
Well, as you know, things in the world of real estate lending are up and down right now, and we still are seeing some hesitancy with people kind of riding the fence, kind of waiting to see if they're ready to jump on one side or the other. They're not quite sure if they're ready to make the move, but I will say purchase business is starting to pick up a little bit. And I think that has something to do with school getting out. People are starting to put their homes up for sale. And a lot of pre approvals that I issued 2 and 3 months ago, I'm starting to get some purchase contracts on. So it's picking up a little bit.
Well, that's good. Now, I know being in the real estate world, I hear this all the time. Interest interest rates are horrible. You can't buy with these interest rates. Why would you ever use these interest rates? So what are you seeing on the interest rate side of it?
Yeah, I think people were really anxious this year to see those rates start to come down a little bit faster than they are. I will say they are coming down slow and steady. They're kind of hanging in there in the high sixes, maybe right at 7. Occasionally they'll crest over that 7% mark, but they usually go back down to 6.75. It's just not happening as fast as everybody thought it would this year. And in all honesty, if there are people waiting for 2 and 3% again, they're going to be waiting a very, very, very long time. So I usually remind people, if you're renting, the interest rate now is still going to be better than paying rent and paying someone else's mortgage, essentially.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. Um, and also I always like to remind people when they complain about the 6, 7% interest rates. My mom's interest rate was probably 14 or 15%, so we're winning there.
Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. Historically, it's not super high if you look back 20 years, right? But most of the people buying right now, at least a lot I'm working with, have not bought a home in quite some time, or this is the first time they're buying homes. So it's their first interaction with the interest rate, or it's their first interaction with the interest rate in many, many years.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for sure. So going off topic a little bit. So you're a mother. What are your big plans for the weekend?
Well, actually, Saturday is going to be my day to get spoiled. My mom and I are going to get massages together, get a little pampering. And then Sunday, we like to go to church as a family, my husband, my two sons, and I. And then Sunday evening, we are going to go have dinner with my mother-in-law. So all the moms are getting their love this weekend. We're gonna have to schedule it all out so everybody gets their love.
You're gonna have to take a vacation from all these activities.
I know, but it's the life of a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old. I just am constantly tired. So it's the new normal.
Yes, yes. I know this weekend on Sunday, I'm taking my wife, my mother-in-law, and my mom out to the Mission Inn in Howie in the Hills for some brunch.
Oh,
So
I've never been out there, but it looks beautiful.
it's nice. Plus the brunch. Who doesn't like a buffet brunch for Mother's Day?
Bottomless mimosas?
Probably. They're not
Yeah.
big drinkers, so we'll see. I know I'm big on buffet food, so that's always good for me too. So it's kind of like a gift for them and a gift for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
And you're
Um,
smart. You're taking care of everybody with one meal.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. It makes it easy. We just have to, drive out to Howie in the Hills. Um, but there's some other things going on for Mother's Day, and I don't know if you've heard, but Harry Lou Gardens, free admission for mothers.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Lou Gardens. That's great. My mother-in-law loves Lou Gardens. I'll have to tell her about that.
Yeah, so after you guys do your thing on Sunday, feel free to stop by there. It's free for mothers, and then everyone else would have to pay. Orange County History Center also provides free admission if you like history.
Interesting. Yeah.
Brevard Zoo is free to moms with a paying child, and the age of the child doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, and then of course, if you want to spend some money, you can always go to the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah, we did that already this year, actually.
Don't
We are
don't
fans of the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. That's
don't don't feel like walking any further.
oh, we did it. We got our steps in the day we went. Trust me.
Oh yeah, I mean, every time I go out to Disney, I'm like 13, 14, 15,000 steps.
Hmm.
So it's definitely exhausting. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to do in Central Florida for mothers out there. So kind of excited to see what everyone does and hear about them over the next weekend on social media. Um, so before we end the show, is there anything you want to tell mothers or any prospective buyers out there fearing the interest rates?
Oh, I think, you can't let your fear dictate your future is my big advice. And there is a saying amongst mortgage lenders, and I'm with a credit union, so we're a little bit different, but we kind of hold the same sentiment, and that is date the rate, marry the home. So if you find the home and if you're shopping, go for it, do it, take the plunge. If it's the home in the area and it's got all the things on your list, take the plunge and do it, and then refinance later when rates do start to go down. But don't wait for interest rates to go down before you take the plunge. And especially if you're paying rent, it's going to behoove you to get a mortgage and start investing that money in your own home as opposed to paying someone else's mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. And actually, on a different note, what are your thoughts on like 5/1 arms?
Yeah, actually, I had a deal come across my desk yesterday, and it was better for them interest rate wise to go with an ARM as opposed to a 30-year conventional fixed rate. So it would have been 1/4% less than a conventional. So it just depends on what motivates the buyer the most. Some people are really rate driven and they're really monthly payment driven, while others are really cost driven, like closing costs and whatever they can do to save the most costs at closing. Um, other people know they're not going to be in the home for that long, or they know they can refinance, but the ARM is really a great option. And if I could just plug our ARM quickly, would you mind if I give a little bit more about that?
Go for it.
So our arm is a little bit unique. It's a 5/6 arm, so it's locked for 5 years, and then it adjusts every 6 months after that. But the super cool part about us and our arm is after that 5 year initial period, we will do a modification to the loan should they choose to move into a conventional fixed mortgage. So what that means is they won't have to refinance to get out of the arm. They'll pay a small fee, which is usually 1% of the loan balance, and we'll just modify it into a regular conventional fixed rate mortgage for them if they'd like us to do that.
That's actually amazing,
Yeah,
if you
it's
think
pretty
about it.
unique.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one. But for those out there, ARM is just adjustable rate mortgages. And I know a lot of people are like, well, what if it adjusts in 5 years and it goes up, which is always a risk that you take. But there's always two things that factor. One, if you see it happening, you can adjust out of it, like you just mentioned, and refinance. And then two, most homeowners on average, outside of probably my family, it feels like, sells their home every 5 years. So there's a chance
Correct.
that you'll sell your home before you adjust out of that rate anyway.
Yeah, and traditionally, arms are more popular when rates are higher. That's why most people haven't really heard about them because they haven't been super popular for the last few years because they haven't needed to be. But now that we're in a higher interest rate environment, you're kind of seeing them grow in popularity. Certainly last year we saw them, a little less so this year, but they still do benefit people, and they can adjust, the rate can adjust after that initial period to increase, but it can also adjust down. People forget that. So the rate could also adjust down, but there are caps, so it can't adjust over a certain number of points per adjustment. And then there's a cap for the life of it. So it can't adjust over a certain interest rate for the entire loan. And all of that would be in the fine print that a mortgage lender would go over with a buyer.
Yeah. So, and it also comes back to, because there's a lot of people on the fence because they see the rates and they freak out on the rates. But what they don't understand is just because the rates show that, talk to a lender because lenders have different products that might help you get over the fear of the rates that the market's currently showing. Because
Yeah,
7% doesn't always mean 7%.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's always good to talk to the professional and figure it out. Don't do the do it yourself. Because the do it yourself, it's kind of like WebMD.
Yep.
I have a scrape on my arm. I go to WebMD, you're gonna die.
Yep. Your arm's got to be removed.
Yeah,
Yep.
so talk to the professionals, talk to the lenders. Feel free to reach out to me. I can connect you to Katie, see what products are there. Because they might have a product that fits you. And during these tough times, credit unions and everyone, they always adjust their products to fit the circumstance.
Absolutely. So yeah, like I said, our arm is available. We created it last year just for this sort of scenario with the higher interest rate environment. And then we, like you said, we have a lot of other products, but the most important thing is to get an application and get pre-approved with a lender so they can see what you're working with and get you in the best product for you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank
And
you so much, Tim. I'm so sorry we had the camera trouble.
that's all right. It gives you something to do while you're getting pampered. Have someone fix your camera over the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but thanks everyone for checking us out. You have a great weekend of being pampered and enjoy your Mother's Day weekend and try to get some sleep. You probably need it at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
All right, thank you. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Tim.